Today, I want to share with you something interesting that happened to me. As you know, I have been studying Neville for a little bit more than 1 year, and I can tell you that I am really focused on his teachings, and I am really committed to really understand what he was talking about. So throughout my day, I listen to Neville. I try to understand what he means when he talks. I try to understand what was he thinking and if it is the truth. Is he saying the truth? Is what he has experienced in his life the actual truth? So some people may say that he was just a scam, just a man that wanted a quick buck. Then there you have other people saying that he was just imagining things. Then you have people that say that he was sick and he was just hallucinating. But the more I study him, the more I think that he was right. And today, something really interesting happened to me, and I will share with you shortly. But the point is that I really want to believe that our imagination, our consciousness creates our reality. So I am trying my best to be conscious of the state that I'm in, of my assumptions, of the way that I live my life. And I try to really live according to his teachings. I don't know about you, but sometimes it is very hard. Sometimes when the 3D hits you in your face, it is hard. But as I always say, it's just a journey. It's a journey with its ups and downs. And I think it was Paul that said, I have kept the faith. So the question is whether we are keeping the faith. And this weekend was especially hard for me. And I tried my best using some cognitive behavioral therapy techniques to get my thinking straight, and of course focusing on Neville's teachings and on the law of consciousness. And today I actually felt great, and I went to the gym, and first I did some guided cardio, and then I went to actually do some yoga. And while I was doing yoga, I was lying on my back and I was doing my meditation that I usually do and that I experience with some techniques. It's essentially lying on my back and remembering that our inner self is the real self. So looking through your inner eyes, touching with my inner hands, walking with my inner legs, etc. Experiencing it in imagination. And during this weekend I said, I want to have a sign. I would like to have a sign. I want to know whether or not I am on my right track, whether or not this is actually true, and if what I am studying and applying with such intensity and commitment is actually the truth, or am I wasting my time? And I remember that usually I say, okay, but where else would I go? Who else is giving me what Neville gives? What this law of consciousness and this beautiful law of imagination gives us. And so I was lying on my back and I started to feel like being a fiery being inside my body. And it was a really interesting feeling. I have felt it some times before, but today was really intense. And then I remember I have some wishes that for a long time now. And when I was there on that yoga pose, I mean, just lying flat on my back, I said, I asked myself, my inner self, is it done? Is it done? And I heard a voice inside said, yes, it is done. Like my wish, it's done. And in the moment that I trusted this inner voice, my imagination, this power within, I became very emotional and tears started to go down my face because it was just a moving, mystical experience, just like experiencing the trust in this inner being, in this imaginal or imagination or this imaginal power. I felt just so real grateful, like, can this actually be true? Can this imagination and consciousness create my reality, your reality? And at that moment I felt the answer was yes. And I imagined some imaginary acts, and I said, yes, it is done. And I trusted that. I trust that. And Neville said that he trusted imagination completely. He yielded back and trusted it. It is such an empowering feeling to experience that. So guys, I hope that you also had some great mystical experiences, and I would be really happy to hear from you. So if you can, if you have the time, I would be grateful if you leave your comments below. And also, what is your experience with this beautiful law of consciousness or this beautiful law of assumption? So until next time, have a good one.